Content creation has become a big deal in Africa, but for a nation like the Republic of South Sudan, it is now beyond content creation. But most of the young people in South Sudan are using their platform to create impact. And today, on the program, The Youth on Madid, we are hosting one of the youngest South Sudanese content creator who doubles as LAMBA WAHRU. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Madid Updates, an online channel that bring young people from different parts of the world to share their stories and journeys. And tonight, on this program, there is a lot to learn from our special guest, LAMBA WAHRU. Ladies and gentlemen, do keep it here as we give LAMBA opportunity to share his journey into content creation. Mr. LAMBA, it's a pleasure having you on Madid Updates.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to even be here at your update.
First of all, to our viewers who may be meeting you for the first time, who is LAMBA WAHRU and how did your journey into content creation begin?
Hi, hello everybody. My name is LAMBA WAHRU. That's my TikTok or platform username. But by actual name, so I'm called Warabek Paul Malak. The WAHRU comes from Warabek. And I'm 22 years old. I'm a graduate, but now I'm a content creator.
Just to get in a little bit, LAMBA, you see, in this life, we expect people to bear either Christian name or Islamic name. How comes all names that you've mentioned does not signify you to be a Christian or a Muslim?
Yeah, I have a Christian name. My Christian name is Paul, but it's not that relevant to have Paul in my names. I prefer to go by my actual traditional names, Warabek, Malak, Dit.
Okay.
Yeah, the WAHRU. That is where it comes from.
So take us through, how did your journey into content creation begin?
Yeah, my journey into content creation started in December last year, where I was actually talking about the things we face as South Sudanese in Uganda here. That was what I was going about, and I used to speak in Luganda, so this is where I got my first audience, who were Ugandans. But at the end of December there, I decided to try something creative and have some online relationship with somebody, and that's how I ended up being a content creator, which I've become, and I'm doing same thing I'm doing right now. So it was just that one moment when I blew up in the South Sudanese community, but before that, I was already known in the Ugandan community. So most people don't know about that.
Talking about being a South Sudanese, many people know that you are in another country. How did your journey to Uganda begin? What motivated you to leave South Sudan for Uganda?
Leaving South Sudan, I don't know actually whether I've ever left South Sudan, because I was born at a place where it's considered South Sudan and Uganda. I was born at it's an IDP camp.
Okay.
Or a community. It's called Loboni. It's in the south of South Sudan and the north of Uganda. So this is where I was born. And in 2007, we moved to Gulu. Yeah, whilst in Gulu, then we moved to other places. Since that day, I went to South Sudan like in 2016. That was my first time to go to South Sudan. Yes.
So your entire life you've spent between South Sudan and Uganda?
I have spent almost my entire life in Uganda. Technically,
Okay.
I've only spent 2 years in South Sudan.
And someone would be, so interested in knowing why you are always with Uganda Cranes jersey, not even South Sudan.
Yo, now when it comes to the Uganda Cranes jersey, first of all, the jersey looks nice. We can have to appreciate that. It's a red jersey.
Okay.
It looks nice. And I have passion. I love Uganda, honestly. Uganda, it's been my home. Okay, people they want to force me to love South Sudan. I do love South Sudan, but I don't know anything about South Sudan. So the Ugandan time I've spent here makes me love Uganda, but it doesn't mean with me wearing the Ugandan jersey, I don't love South Sudan. I love South Sudan more than most people, but I also love Uganda, and they have a good jersey. And if South Sudan has a good jersey, I'll wear it.
Lamba, just to take you away, what is your personal experience with the biggest misconceptions that people have about South Sudan? And what would you wish people to understand about South Sudan?
Yeah, by the way, when it comes to misconceptions about South Sudan, we have a lot of things people think of us. They let's say the Ugandan part. They have a misconception South Sudanese are in serious war every day. They think right now in South Sudan, at the moment when I'm speaking to you, they think people are bombing themselves, fighting what, and that is the wrong statement. You know, media paints the whole image. Like these other big media companies, they post some things that are not actually what's happening in the country. I personally came back from Juba a month ago. There was no war, there's no conflict. But when I came back to Uganda, my friends, Ugandan friends, are asking me, so they didn't bomb you, they didn't shoot you. You see, those are the misconceptions. And then when it comes to Uganda, they have some things they say about South Sudanese, like we bury in houses, like they say we bury people in houses. Like I don't understand that. So South Sudan is not understood, and this is where I've come up to be a content creator. I want to make people understand South Sudan in the actual aspect, not the way they think it is. So South Sudan, we are misunderstood, and it's our job as content creators to bring up the better image of South Sudan.
Lamba, on 9th of July, just days away from now, the Republic of South Sudan will be celebrating its 15th independence anniversary. What does this, milestone mean to you?
I personally, it's a milestone, 15 years. When I think of the 15 years as a normal human being, like if you're 15 years, there are a lot of things you could have achieved at that age, as personally a human being that's 15 years old. So this is the time our South Sudanese will come together and think, how far have we gone? What are we still lacking? Okay, what is the positivity that has happened to us so that we can celebrate on that day? We cannot come and say South Sudan has nothing positive that happened since the 15 years, but still we have to look back and say, yeah, we've got this far, but there are things we could have changed. But we celebrate the few things that we have achieved right now. So when it comes to the independence, this is the time for South Sudanese to come together, forget our tribes, forget whoever we are, and celebrate our independence. The time we were separated from the Arabs. It's not like we are celebrating happily. We have difficulties, but it's on your birthday you celebrate. You become happy, you forget your problems, and then we can resume back to our own issues again. Yeah. So it's a big milestone, and thanks for being South Sudanese. Thanks so much for fighting for us to get this independence. I appreciate people who fought for this country. Yeah.
Talking about fighting for you, Lamba, as a South Sudanese, growing up as a child, what stories did you hear from members, from South Sudan, talking about the struggle of South Sudanese to gain independence?
Oh yeah, the struggle for us to gain independence. Yeah, these are stories I hear from my uncles, my fathers, of how, me personally, I'm a son of a soldier. So I've heard his stories. He was once shot in the neck. He faced a lot of difficulties. So I personally, I say, we have a lot of things we fought for in this independence. A lot of people died. We have relatives that died, how the Arabs treated us. So there are a lot of things that have not been unveiled. We need, actually, I would personally ask you one time to get a veteran to tell us the actual stories. We need those people who are in the action to tell us the stories, because there are a lot of untold stories that we hear about. Because me personally, my father is the only son to his parents. And he was out there fighting still. You know how a father would feel if his son is out there fighting and he's the only son he has among a lot of girls. So we lost a lot of people. So I appreciate us fighting, and people who survived, we appreciate you. And with time, we're going to unveil all the stories.
Lamba, men are always known for playing a vital role in making their family members happy. According to your experience, what role do you think South Sudanese men normally play when it comes to Independence Day How do they make such a day memorable, for their family members?
Yeah, when it comes to independence, that is one of the things that South Sudanese cherish a lot. Because I've heard stories in South Sudan back in the days when it's independence, all restaurants would be free. Everybody would just go eat, celebrate. So I actually say independence is more celebrated than Christmas in South Sudan. Parents actually love it, especially the fathers. They love it so much. Like right now at home in my house, we've been having a lot of calls. They're trying to get us shirts for independence, trying to get us to go to the cultural festival. They actually, they love it. It's like one of the things that actually is an achievement to them. So they actually buy food, everything you can have on Christmas. South Sudanese men cherish it a lot. They love the independence more than the women. Can't lie. They actually, they fought for this country, and they still want to celebrate that birthday every time they get a chance. You can actually say most South Sudanese parents, the men, don't know their birthdays, but they still remember the independence. I can say even 80% of the men don't know their birthdays, but independence is more important than their birthday. So I actually thank you our fathers also. We have to celebrate this independence, and it's been installed in us, the boys, and we are gonna keep pushing for it.
As one of the youngest, content creator, representing South Sudan in diaspora, what role do you think young people can play in promoting peace, unity, and a better image of South Sudan?
Yeah, that is actually a major topic to talk about. You see, as the youth of South Sudan, we are going to take over this country with time. And how we grow ourselves and groom ourselves right now, it's going to be the actual South Sudan. It's not like somebody else is going to come from far away and have the impact on South Sudan. It's going to be us. The starting point should be as the youth ourselves. Why are we still emphasizing for tribalism? We have seen what we can do without tribalism. Let me say, me myself as a digital content creator, most of my collabs I've made have been with Nuer counterparts, and I'm a Dinka, and people expect us to hate ourselves, and they've been blowing very well. So you can see that if you put that separation aside and focus on the unity, we can go so far. So as the youth of South Sudan, let's eliminate tribalism, right? And then also, this is actually one of the things I'm involved in. When you are talking about your country, never talk negatively about your country. Focus on the positivity. Even though what you're saying is right, focus on the positivity, because you don't know who's watching you. Other people from other countries will watch you, so try to always paint a good image for the country. When it comes to the issues we are facing, we shall talk about it in offline. We chat about it. So first of all, youth, let's eliminate tribalism. To paint a better image for the country, let's spread positivity. And then let's stand up for other people's rights. As the youth of South Sudan, if you feel what is happening to somebody is not right, stand up for that person, because nobody else is going to stand up for us. Like let's say 2 weeks or 4 weeks ago, we had this issue with forced marriage and child marriage. The youth stood up and we spoke about it. Even though there was no impact, the government knows we are not happy about it. So let's stand for ourselves as the youth of South Sudan and work together.
Lamba, 9th is around the corner, and this is what every South Sudanese is waiting for. What message would you like to share with South Sudanese regarding, independence celebration?
Yeah. As a South Sudanese out there, our independence is on the way. You should be the most excited person right now in Africa. It's like it's even bigger than your birthday. Let's come forward. Let's celebrate it. Let's embrace it. This is the time for you to interact with your fellow South Sudanese. Step out of your comfort zone, discuss, engage with your whole community, engage with different tribes. And this is the actual day we should emphasize on ending tribalism. Tribalism is the actual factor that's ruining our country. On the independence for South Sudan is not independence of a single tribe. It is the independence of South Sudan generally. So this is the day we come celebrate who we are. It can guy feel bad if you're home. Please stand up, go for something, go and have fun about it, so you can have a memory of your independence. So I emphasize on celebrating our day, the most important day of our lives.
There are many untold stories that you need to, listen to. It's only on the youth, on Madit, where every story is brought on table. Ladies and gentlemen, today We are coming live to you from the International University of East Africa, and our guest tonight has been LAMBA WAHRU. Do keep it here and follow us on TikTok, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and for more information, you can reach out to us on 0784 017 400. Till we meet again. Bye bye.